tonight we are playing a game called Furnace. This is a game, an engine-building game by Ivan Lashin. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but
wow, way to go!
That's it right there on the rule book. This is from Arcane Wonders. They sent us. They sent us like, I don't know, 6 or 8 games all in one package. So you'll be seeing a lot of Arcane Wonders games over the next few shows. We'll probably spread them out. I don't know. Anyway, we are taking on the role of 19th century venture capitalists. And we are, everybody, during setup, we all got a color token. That's all this is for. It's just to remind everybody of what color you're playing as is this token. And then a set of 4 numerically incremental discs. That are also,
my top hat is just for...
Just so that everybody knows that you're playing the black
status symbol.
Color.
It is my status symbol.
It is
That's
your status
right.
symbol. It's exactly what it is.
Great.
So everybody's got a color token and 4 numerically numbered discs. They are also slightly different sizes so that you can stack them in a neat little pyramid.
Great.
Everybody was also randomly dealt one of 5 different capitalist cards. Oh. This will give you an asymmetrical player power. We'll go over those after we finish the teach. And one of 5 randomly assigned startup companies. Mm. At the top of the startup company card are 2 resource icons. You should have those 2 resource icons in front of you as well.
Got them.
So that was all random during the setup.
These?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Down at the bottom of the startup card are 3 effects. I will go over those when we get to the production phase. Over in the middle of the table here, there's a deck of companies cards here. This is the round tracker. This rolls along here. At the start of the game, 8 cards are dealt out to the center of the table from the company's deck. The rulebook says to line them all out in one big row. I felt it was more visually pleasing for our cameras to do 2 rows of 4.
Agreed.
So when we get to resolving stuff, we will go left to right, top to bottom, as opposed to just left to right.
Okay.
The game is played over 4 rounds. Each round has 2 phases, the auction phase and the production phase.
Right.
For the auction phase, whoever has the first player token will start by placing any one of their 4 discs on any one of the 8 companies cards in the middle of the table. Mm-hmm. And then play passes to the left, which somebody else will bid on any one of the 8 cards. The rules on bidding: you cannot place your disc on. You can't place a disc. You can't place a disc on a card that you already have a disc on.
Okay.
And you can't place a disc that matches the numerical value of someone else's on the same card. So you can bid higher, you can bid lower. You just can't bid the same amount as someone else, and you can't bid on something that you have already bid on. Okay. Once we've all played all 4 of our tokens, so we've gone around the table 4 times bidding on cards, we will resolve all the results of all of those bids. Anything that doesn't get a bid just goes away. Throw it away, put it back in the box, never to be seen or heard from again. If it's got multiple discs on it, whoever played the highest numerical value is going to get the card, but everybody else is going to get a compensated for losing that bid. The compensation effect is at the top of the card, right where your startup card told you what you started with. This is going to get you in the case of most of these cards that have been dealt out at the start here, there's 2 different types of effects. There's extraction effects and production effects. Production effects have an arrow in them somewhere, like this one and this one. These ones that don't have an arrow, those are just extraction effects. That means you get that cube, but you'll get this many cubes if you are the low bidder. So your extraction effect, that's your multiplier bonus. So on this one, you'd get, if you're the low bid, if you're not the highest bidder on this one, you're gonna get 4 coal. Because you'll multiply by the lowest, or by whatever your bid was. The production effects, you'll get to run this many times if you're the low bidder. That is, you spend that resource to get whatever's on the other side of the arrow.
Okay.
Then whoever the high bidders were, are going to claim the cards that they won. And once we've resolved all 8 of these, we do go from left to right. So stuff that you gain from earlier cards, you could spend on production effects on later cards.
Gotcha.
Then we will move on to the production phase. You will line up all your company cards, including your startup card, in whatever order you want. And then you will resolve from top to bottom those effects. Again, extraction effects, you're just going to gain the thing. Each row is its own effect. Your startup card has 3 effects.
Okay.
All companies' cards have 2 effects. But the bottom one, you'll see, is just a little blue outline. That means that when you first get it, that effect is not available to you. You don't get to run that until you upgrade the card. You'll see the bottom effect on your startup. You can spend an upgrade token and usually some resource in order to flip one of your other cards. Also, production effects have a little number above the arrow. That's how many times you can resolve that effect. The maximum number of times you can resolve that effect in one production phase.
Gotcha.
Since the upgrade has an infinite, you can save a whole bunch of upgrade tokens and do a bunch of upgrades in the same production phase.
Got it.
So once this card's been flipped over, then you've got access to all of its effects, not just the top one. You cannot interrupt resolving the effects of one card to resolve effects on another card. That's why you line them all up. You resolve from top to bottom, but in whatever card order you want. You just can't insert a card into the middle of another one. And the rulebook recommends that once you've finished resolving a card, just move it slightly higher or slightly lower or turn it sideways to remind yourself that you've already done that one. Since there's no player interaction during the production phase, we can do all of that all at the same time. I know that at least for the first round, we will not. We will go one player at a time. The big thing you want to look for strategically are these symbols here, because that's money.
You want money.
You want money. Those are your victory points.
Okay.
The end of the game, whoever has the most money is the winner.
Just like life.
Yeah.
Friends or loved ones, doesn't matter. Whoever has the most money is the best person.
Got it. Okay.
Capitalism.
Once everybody's resolved all of their production effects, we will, the rulebook says, take the top card from the company's deck, cut to somewhere in the middle, stick that in there, and then deal out 8 new cards. So you can't look to plan at what the next card is going to be.
But I wanna.
Let's go around the table and look at what everybody's capitalist cards look like. Dustin, what's your capitalist power?
During the auction phase, you may place your discs without following the 2 placement rules. The values are not summed up. If there is a tie, you get compensated.
Oh, so you can place your discs wherever you want. You don't have to abide by the rule of you can't place 2 discs on the same card.
Can like monopolize it.
Yeah,
like,
you could play all your discs on one card if you wanted to.
All right. Do you want me to talk about my card?
I do. Talk about your card.
It says whenever you get compensated, consider your disc being 1 higher. Consider it.
That means you're gonna get an extra compensation so you're even like your strategy might even make more sense to lose bids. Because you'll get extra bonus stuff when you lose.
That is yet to be seen. I don't know. I don't know if that's the thing.
What have I got? I have, when upgrading cards, you may spend steel instead of upgrade tokens, but you must spend all of your upgrade tokens first. Eric, what's your card?
Yes,
Why, I have, once per production phase, I may spend 2 coal to resolve one of my cards again. So I can double use a card.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, and the different resource types that we have at the table are coal. I believe these are steel.
Okay.
And oil drums.
Okay.
And yeah, and then the upgrade tokens. Oh, also, there are these handy little multiplier tokens for if we run out in the supply. You can just put a resource token on one of those. to say you have 3 times or 5 times as many of that one token.
Good.
All right,
Okay.
that's how the game is played.
Hey, thanks for hanging out. If you want to spend more time with us, do us a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, head on over to twitch.tv/BNB Tabletop and give us a follow there. We play board games live every Sunday night at 5 p.m. Pacific Time on a show we call The Board and Barrel. And we like to keep things interactive. You guys can influence what happens throughout the course of a game with our Buff and Nerf house rules. You can also make predictions on how things are going to pan out, play virtual bingo for a chance to win a free board game of your own, and heckle us and stuff from the chat. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you Sunday night.